In the winter of 2017, I had received a rather mysterious correspondence regarding the location of an unstable vortex somewhere in the vicinity of an island called Paxos off the western mainland of Greece. And though I had retired from my work with vortexes, I was convinced that this vortex left unexplored and unstable could have a deeply impactful effect on the health of the space-time continuum. I had to act, and this would not be a quest I could handle alone. I would need a boat, equipment, and a crew willing to stabilize and possibly precarious vortex. And this is the beginning of that story. In late September of 2018, we began our search for what was known as Ceres Vortex. The crew of our boat, all experienced and hearty sailors with a taste for adventure and the courage of a ram, were all aware of the many dangers our quest could foist upon them, and yet none would back away. We set sail for our destination on a sunny day with short winds in late September. The seas were calm and the waters of Poseidon were blue and sparkling. This was a day for the ages, a day of mythic adventure and untold dangers. We were sailing right into the lair of the ancient gods, and I wondered to myself as I sipped on my rum bottle, would the gods be merciful, or would they be vengeful and jealous of our freedom and recklessness? I myself believe the gods to be more like pampered children, one day weeping with self-pity and another howling with anger and derision. We did not fear the gods. We were old souls on our last sail with our hearts open to the possibility of catastrophe and epiphany. The days at sea were for the most part long and languid. The four gods of the wind must have been sleeping, for much of the time was spent motoring through ancient bays and inviting harbors.
Ready for it to go round?
Are you filming this catastrophe?
Oh, yeah, you betcha.
The scenery was a never-ending joy to behold. Each of these islands of the Ionian has its own story, its own mystery, and its own history. But it was the vortexes that captured our attention. I had been exploring space and time for as long as I remember. It was during this voyage that I felt myself getting closer to a transitional fold in the space-time continuum. I knew that if I could venture close enough, and with the assistance of my crew and trusty doll, I could possibly transport into a space fold and cross over into the multiverse. We were on a grand adventure, and in the distance we could see our next challenge.
What are you doing? How's the crew doing?
They're a wonderful crew. They're a wonderful crew.
We had to get to the cave of Odysseus in the far bay. But first I would need a fair ship to venture through the gates of Lefkis. Yes, the gates of the old gods, where timequakes and psychotropic distortions were a distinct possibility. I gathered the crew for a consultation. Our ship's artists and fools devised a strategy. Our only choice would be to dress up in traditional gender-free cotton and slip on under the cover of animation, wearing masks of meaningless distraction. We shared the plan with the rest of the crew, and after several hours of olives and beer, it was decided that this was our only choice. We could drift through under the cover of animation, but disguised with masks of the gods, demons, and dancing sirens.
Hard for me to see what's going on up here.
The gods are not laughing.
Slow it up, you're gonna hit a dinghy.
We grew silent, using Poseidon's current and our sails furled so as not to attract the attention of unseen cretins. We danced and played foolish music to distraction. When challenged, we raised our spears, did the two-step. With the exception of some digital word tremors and a bit of old sailor's gas, the plan went flawlessly. After the trials at the gates of Lefkis, we were in need of a bit of relaxation and recuperation. We had been tested by both nature and the spirits of the ancients.
Fear Poseidon!
We passed the challenge with flying colors. Now it was time for sunshine and gentle winds, for the taste of sweet wine and salty olives.
Here we are in Calamara.
Hi.
And Mr. Ames is swabbing the deck.
Cleaning the cockpit, mate.
There we go.
Hey.
Coming out. And there's Miss Nancy.
We had several days of rest and indulgence after our mythic sail through the gates. Each of the crew set out to explore the ancient islands.
But one of the penises is gone off that, or two of the penises are gone off that mast.
Uh-oh.
Did you see that?
I saw the
There was
picture.
3 last night.
Yeah.
There's only one
Right
today.
there, there's only-
I'm walking up a path along a hill with beautiful views. The island of Ithaca. There was a small painted sign with an arrow pointing in that direction. So I am following it.
At one point, several of us came upon the cave of the nymphs, high on a bluff overlooking Ithaca.
Mommy, let me go.
The Cave of the Nymphs overlooks the incredible Bay of Ithaca. Path to an upper viewpoint. The stories that this cave tells, we don't know.
It is said that Odysseus slept in this cave and left gifts, perhaps for the dangerously mischievous nymphs.
It's kind of an interesting shot if you come down here looking up. But you want to grab the rope, do it with the rope.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Never let go of the rope.
Okay.
And don't trust that beam that you're sitting on. Okay?
Yeah.
Here, give me the camera, Marco. And then shine this light for her. Hold it. Okay. And if you want to, you don't have to. If you want to come down, it's the rope right here.
But it was time to get back to the business of vortexes. The crew was hungry for news from the great beyond. The artists began to research the science. Eric, boat's artist and fool, began the experimentation on the boat doll. At several points he had attempted to inculcate our Pinocchio to random frequencies of an unstable nature. He began to get results. He was the first to excite time strings, and some of us thought him to be playing a bit too close to the edge. Myself and my beautiful assistants, who discovered several soft vortexes where we were able to commune with various dimensional faults and observe time mutations in several continuum doors. This could be extremely energizing, but can also have a disturbing effect on the biochemistry of the brain. It was in the tunnel of Sebastian where I really shaved some brain cells. And it was one of the ship's artists who discovered the vortex hole, initiated by our power doll. Later, there was the unfortunate dinner episode resulting in some gastric bending and intestinal burn from the vortex velocity factor. Vortexes and dinner do not mix. One day, following an uncharted route, we came to the ancient cave of the Sirens. Something was happening there. An energy of a bend in space itself.
There it is, John. Where are we now, by the way?
Haven't a clue, man.
Okay, well, we're by the big cave. The sacred cave of Odysseus. Again. The sixth one we've been to, Jay, right?
Yeah. The only one that's sacred to Odysseus.
Was this the end of the story? Would it be possible to be swallowed whole by a Byzantine wormhole? I dare say something to consider over a cold beer.
Yeah.
I think it's been my favorite
Yeah.
image of Greece. So is the fish going
Yeah.
Yeah.
through
It may have
the
been longer at
sunlight?
one time.
Like a flock of birds.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Greeks
it's
are
kind
very
of like
cold.
very graceful.
Shortly after our fraught affair in the cave, we had news of weather and other destinations with the possibility, perhaps, of more fruitful investigations. We sailed back in fine winds to our home port. We drank in the ancient Greek sun, grew intoxicated by myth and history. We feasted on fish and olive. Sweet wines and red pomegranate juice whetted our stories and memories.
right there. What did he say?
What was that?
Yeah, I was going right into a wave.
We didn't run over another boat, did we?
Can you look back at Sue a minute with a little bit of wild in your eyes?
Myself and my capable crew will sail again. There is much to explore. For now, I am a vortex hunter, searching for that fold in the space-time continuum, where the invitation of a multiverse awaits. I will look for you on the other side.
Matt, can you tell me what's going on, please?
We've got